My name is Mike Meyer. I was in the U.S. Army from 1969 to 1971. Spent my last year in Vietnam as a crew chief helicopter door gunner in the recovery unit. This certificate accompanied the flag that you see that was flown on a KC-10 extender mission, which is a refueling mission from United Arab Emirates in March of 2003 over Iraq, supporting fighter aircraft and supply aircraft. The certificate states that they had received our gifts, our care packages that we send to the air crews and to our troops, and this was a thank you for being able to do that. So I'm proud to do it.
Hello, Rolling Hills. I'm Jerry Roddick, a Spec 4 radio operator in the Army from 1962 to 1964 at Fort Polk, Louisiana. Hi, our choir. I miss singing with you. See you soon.
Allison, a trustee and an elder at Rolling Hills Presbyterian Church. I served 26 years in the Army Reserve and retired as a Command Sergeant Major. Have a great Memorial Day.
I am Ron Wright. I'm a veteran, and I served in the United States Army Dental Corps. I graduated from dental school in 1972 and entered the Army as a captain. My first assignment was the 89th Medical Detachment in Heidelberg, Germany. I was there for 3 years and had the good fortune of having my wife Cheryl and our 2 daughters join me those 3 years. We returned to the United States in 1975, where I joined the Missouri Army National Guard. I would remain there for 27 more years. During those 27 years, I did duty in Central and South America, to include such countries as Belize, Honduras, Panama, Ecuador, and Bolivia. I also commanded the 135th Mobile Army Surgical Hospital, best known as a MASH hospital. I retired in 2002. After 30 years of service, I retired as a full colonel. 7 years after retirement, I was asked to return to active duty and do a tour in the country of Iraq. I was there to support Operation Iraqi Freedom. I was proud to serve. I'm proud to be an American, and I'm very proud to be a member of Rolling Hills Presbyterian Church. Here's wishing you a very happy and most certainly healthy Memorial Day.
This is the way you isolate in Kansas during COVID. I'm Gordon Pichelle and was in the military back in the late 60s, early 70s. Captain in the Army, Medical Service Corps, stationed at Walter Reed, and then on to Vietnam, won a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star courtesy of Charlie. And we miss you all at Rolling Hills. Hope that we get out of the lockdown soon and have a great, healthy time.
Hi, I'm David Voisey, and this is Mimi. I was a lieutenant in the United States Army Artillery Division at Fort Sill, Oklahoma from 1961 to 1963. I have to admit my most exciting moment was the Cuban crisis when we sent our missiles down to Florida to threaten Khrushchev, which apparently worked out. At any rate, after the service, we joined Colgate Palmolive Company and moved all around the country and internationally. Ultimately, we moved here from Tokyo, Japan in 1976. We bought a house here in Overland Park, and our neighbor was a member of Rolling Hills, and he invited us to Rolling Hills. And ultimately, we joined the church, but it's hard to believe that was over 40 years ago now. And since then, our 3 children grew up in the church, have married, and we have 10 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. During our time at church, we were very active in many committees and deacons and elders, roles, etc. But the time we enjoy a lot is in choir, where we can look out over the crowd. We may not be strong singers, but we certainly enjoy being up there with all the rest of the choir members and watching our friends in the sanctuary and their children, and watching them grow up and move on as time goes by. Unfortunately, some of our very, very good friends moved on permanently, and we're sorry to lose them, but we certainly remember all of them, as we do our choir members, staff at Rolling Hills Church. We look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Jerry Brochar. I was a lieutenant in the Navy, active duty from June 1952 to June 1955, and then in the Naval Reserve in August of 1957. I want to say thank you for your service to all the other veterans of Rolling Hills. Thank you.
My name is Howard Kemper. I'm a veteran of World War II. I served from 1942 to 1945. I went in as an aviation cadet and became a pilot. And my experience as a World War II fighter pilot was primarily involved in the United States. I ended up staying in the Air Force Reserves and ended up retiring in 1983 as a lieutenant colonel. I was fortunate enough after the war to marry a girl named Lucille Sturm, and tomorrow, the 23rd of May, we will have been married for 72 years. Unfortunately, she passed away in April the 6th of last year. So, but she had an interesting career. She wanted to be a women's Air Force service pilot. She didn't quite get in time to be called to active duty, although she was accepted. And so she went into the Navy, and she was in the pharmacist mate in the Navy and had an interesting career as a pharmacist mate. And she did play in a dance band and had a very interesting career. She was a part of the Rolling Hills choir for many years. She was a choir director, even got me to sing occasionally in the choir. We had a long and fruitful marriage. We had 3 children, a boy and 2 girls that are very helpful in these days. So many good years at Rolling Hills. We always enjoyed being readers. As Reverend Ted used to say, when the church doors were open, Lucille and I planned to be there. As a veteran of World War II, and as we celebrate this Memorial Day, we think of those who were less fortunate and didn't quite make it home again. Hopefully, this will be a weekend that you will remember those of us that were in the military service, and I am grateful for the opportunities that I've had in this life.